Said 16 degrees. So far, Barbara's winning. Kind of worried about that one. I said 22 degrees. Wednesday, September the 28th, and today, well, let me welcome everybody along here at Galaxy, because if you're going to watch a little later on over there on YouTube, you know what to do, right? No, you do. Seriously. Sub, thumb, bell. Bingo. Bell notifications when we have important people. Yes, earlier on we had Les Buchanan. Today, a little later on in the morning, we're talking to younger brother Darryl, and also Don Carlos is joining us. Gosh, it's been a while since we've caught up, and I'm really, really elated to catch up with the brother men again. I really, really am, because believe me, they have absolutely kicked it out of the park with their new album, and we're going to be discussing that as well. And believe me, if you want to look at their new album, check this out. There it is. Bingo. Absolutely fantastic. Now, if you're going to watch it a little later on over there on YouTube, you know, it's going to be around until the dinosaurs come back. Don't forget, sub, thumb, bell, and, well, subscribe, okay? Become part of the noise, literally. That's the Galaxy family, and it's growing exponentially around the world on a daily basis. It's getting loud. Be a part of it. It is absolutely fun. In the meantime, let me tell you how happy we are to be in association with Rise Up TV, Big Records, Sony Music, The Orchard, with Galaxy, right here.
Another indie artist interview brought to you by Galaxy107fm in association with Rise Up TV, Big Record and Sony Music, The Orchard.
Yeah, well, we are, and believe me, the guys at Rise Up TV, Big Records and Sony Music, The Orchard, just love the work they do. We are very, very impressed, and believe me, we are absolutely elated to be in association with all of those guys over there, especially Mark, Lisa, Tim, and Pamela, Don, you name it, the list goes on and on and on, and, well, absolutely stunning. Having said that, got to welcome along this morning, Becca Moss is watching, Jennifer Loren is watching, Alice is watching. Nice to have you on board, Alice. And Derek Lister, nice to have you guys on board. Thank you for joining us. And we're going to literally entertain you this morning, because this is fantastic. It really is. Let's start it off with Take It Back Flow. Here is Darryl B and Don Carlos here at Galaxy. Sorry about that, guys. We sort of ran out of time there.
No worries, no worries.
We're playing Take It Back right now. Shorty on the Floor tonight is the next one up.
I'm back.
Egyptian Cotton is after that. A Girl Like You. And then we're going to finish off with Booty's Thick in the House. I love that track. Honestly, Booty's Thick in the House, I'm not getting through a breakfast show without having to play it. It's getting requested that much.
Awesome, awesome.
It really is
fantastic.
We've been playing the others, and let me tell you guys, we haven't really said a lot. We just played it. See what, you know, it's like dipping the toe in the water, see how the market goes.
Absolutely.
And every one of these tracks that we've pulled out have been requested many times.
Fantastic.
And
that is awesome.
I'll give you information on that as we go. Also, how many people are tuned and stuff like that. Since we last spoke, I think we were here the last time, but we've changed the studio a little bit. Believe me, when you see the video of this, you'll be impressed. We got a whole spaceship going on now. We really do.
Awesome, awesome.
Darryl, let me tell you, you may hear a little fuzz. I know you picked up on that with Les's interview. What it is we have a dry connection in our desk, and it's only just happened over the last couple of days. We've ordered a new desk. In fact, we ordered 2 new desks. This was about 18 months ago, and they're still on the way. Because of the pandemic, it sort of slowed things up, but
Absolutely.
hopefully over the next couple of weeks we're going to receive it. But we've been saying that for 18 months. We have.
I want to make sure Darryl can hear. Can you hear Darryl? Darryl B. I think he's listening to something else.
Oh, I think he's listening to the radio.
Oh, okay. That's probably what he's doing. Okay.
I tell you what, I can stuff that up. Darryl, are you listening? It'll take a second. It takes about a minute to get around the world when it's on the radio. There's always that delay.
Okay.
Oh dear.
So we are just so elated to be here and with you good folks, and you guys, you continue to do your thing.
We do, and we're going from strength to strength, bro, literally.
Perfect.
For Les's interview, there was over 5 million people logged in.
Oh, that's fantastic.
That's incredible. Literally.
That is, yeah.
Let me explain this to you when we go back on air, because I think you'll understand. The silver lining was the pandemic.
Really?
Really. It really was. Let's go live to the desk.
Okay.
That's right, you're right here at Galaxy 107 FM. Very, very important day today. It really, really is. Earlier on this morning, we spoke to Les Buchanan. Well, now it's time to speak to younger brother Darryl Buchanan. Also joining us is, of course, Don Carlos. These brother men of ours we've known for a dog's age. But it's been a little while since the last time we caught up. And, well, you know something? It is absolutely a pleasure to have our brothers back again. Welcome back to Galaxy, guys.
Thank you. Hello, New Zealand.
Now, is Darryl with us? Can you hear us, Darryl?
I don't know if Darryl can hear us. I'm motioning to him via the camera that we're on live. I'm certain he'll get connected soon. but on behalf of Darryl B, we are so happy to be here. We're so excited to be speaking with our family at Galaxy.
Well, Don, it has been a while since we've spoken. I've spoken to Darryl a couple of times since the last time you and I caught up, and I've got to be honest with you, it has been a while.
Yes, sir.
What have you been up to?
Well, you know what? We've been in the lab. Darryl B and I, Darryl resides in South Bend, Indiana, in that area. I'm in Phoenix, Arizona. And we've been in the lab. We've been working together. We use a couple of awesome studios. One in the Mesa, Arizona area. It's actually one of the top studios out on the West Coast here in the U.S. So we just been in the lab putting together this what we feel is some awesome music. What we desire to do is to change the narrative. We want to bring the romance back in music. We want to make it fun and clean. We want to make it family friendly. But at the same time, we want to keep it moving and keep it jamming.
Well, believe me, I am absolutely loving the new work coming out of your studios, guys. Really, really am. Darryl is an absolute master at being an engineer as well. So believe me.
Absolutely.
As an engineer.
Trying to keep the ears clean, my brother.
Oh, you're back again. Nice to have you with us. I thought you were in time out there for a little while.
Oh, yeah. I was on a different signal. I'm back now.
Nice to have you with us, my friend. It really, really is. At the same time, I see Mr. Prophet is joining us. George Prophet. Guess what, George? Today, I'm honoured to be able to wear and promote your brand, literally. And folks, please go and check out George Prophet on the interwebby thing. You'll love his work. Nick Blues is joining us again. Nice to have you back again, Nick. All the way over in Leicester in the UK from the band, the Heartland Roots Band. Won some awards over the weekend too, by the way. Very proud of you guys, really are. And at the same time, Natty Kingman Ting, hello, brother. Nice to have you back. And believe me, loving your work as well. Today, we are promoting this. And it's a gem. It really, really is. Love each and every track on here. I got to be honest, I'm a little partial. I'm a little, biased because, Don and Darryl, both very close friends of ours. So, of course, I'm going to love it. But I wouldn't promote it if I didn't think you would. Okay? So, I absolutely...
Put some heart and soul into it, man.
There you go. There you go. That's awesome. It really, really is. George Prophet says, blessings, DJ Grant and Barbara. Alice Walker, nice to have you on board, Alice. And congratulations for hooking up with Rise Up TV and Big Records. It's an absolute pleasure to have you on board, my brother. It really is. Rich Cross is joining us. Hey, Rich, nice to have you back. It really, really is. And believe me, you're going to love this. You really are. Having said that, guys, as I said, welcome back to Galaxy. It's been a while now. Don, let me clarify what I was saying to you just recently before we went to air, that the silver lining was the pandemic. And what I mean by that literally is while the pandemic was happening, of course, we lost a number of staff members. They moved on, went back to their families and everything, not only from here in New Zealand, but some ended up heading back to England again, which left us a little short-staffed. I've got to be honest with you. We normally have about 15 people with us. Just recently it's been right down to about 5 at the best. You know what I mean? So we've all learnt to grow in different ways. Having said that, while the pandemic was going on, not a lot of shows going on. People weren't as busy as they used to be, so they were doing more writing, more recording, and like you guys in different places and some in different parts of the world, literally collaborating, some in America, some in Germany, all over the place, right? But that freed them up for time to be able to come and talk to this silly old guy here in New Zealand, you know what I mean? So
That's right. That's a real conversation.
We really creamed it, literally, with the amount of free time that people had. We just did interview after interview after interview after interview. I think we're up around about 2,000 interviews since we first started doing this. You know what I mean?
Outstanding.
It's been a busy period. It really has. And
Absolutely.
As you both know, we only play the best music here in Galaxy, and we only interview the best artists. So believe me, absolutely elated and very humbled to have your company and have you back again.
The feeling is mutual.
Well, I got to ask a favour though. A little later on, as we go through this, I'm going to ask if you guys would mind sharing with Les, because unfortunately the interwebby thing let Les down, and I feel, I don't want to rip him off. You know what I mean? I would love to be able to complete what we were talking about with Les. So would you mind if we brought him in on board just very, very shortly? Because believe me, I have a lot of respect for, honestly, Darryl, I have a lot of respect for Les.
Let's make it a family affair.
Nice.
Absolutely.
Nice.
It's a family
That's what it's
affair.
all about. That's what it's all about.
And I humbly thank you for that. I really, really do. Because believe me, I think Les is a whole talent in his own right. He really, really is, and deserves to have his work exposed as much as possible. I want to talk about the album. Tell me a bit about this, because believe me, this is a fantastic album. I love every track.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Darryl, but you started up, my friend.
Well, it's a combination of actually a 5 or 6 year period, and with the COVID, pushed the whole release back about 2 years. But we were just, me and Don, we're always in the studio doing tracks, and it could get put up for the next couple of years, but eventually we'll go dig in the vault and say, okay, it's like time to release some of this music now. So the whole Can You Dance concept came about from a lot of new material and some older material that was already written.
Well,
Absolutely.
I got to front this up as well, believe me. It's in a size that my eyes can read, too, by the way. I'm loving this. And I got to say, guys, I really, really appreciated receiving this. It was an absolute pleasure to be able to get something through the mail. And believe me, just recently we've been ordering equipment in. Some of it, I'm not kidding, 3 years later it has arrived. You know what I mean? It's just...
We can identify with that. You know, the supply chain issues that COVID caused, has affected all of us, worldwide. And that's kind of why Darryl B and I, we kind of set on this project because we knew we had some outstanding music. The clubs were closed around the world. Television.
It's hard to remote it.
Absolutely. So we said, you know what, let's just kind of hold off and let's wait till things kind of open up a little bit better worldwide.
Awesome again.
And that's why you have some, we're really proud of this project because just as you just spoke, we feel that every track on this project is an outstanding track.
Well, I got to
Got
be...
a little bit of everything in there, R&B, club, so slow jam. So there's a mixture of our personalities on there.
I got to be honest with you guys, literally, I totally am in love with each and every track. And we kicked it off with Take It Back Flo. First of all,
Take It Back, Flo.
Tell me a little bit about it, and who's Flo?
Flo,
you know what?
Flow is a feeling.
And you know what else? It's also a mindset and an attitude. Darryl B and I, we wanted to say, hey, let's take the music back to the old school flow. Let's bring it back to where music is clean, it's fun, it's positive, it's uplifting, and let's take it back to the old school flow. In today's today's music, you hear a lot of language that your kids can't listen to. People within mixed company don't want to hear and don't want to listen to. So what Darryl B and I said, hey, let's take it back to the old school flow, back to the day that we used to know, right, DB?
That's it. Back to the days when we used to know. It was just that good old flow where everybody could listen to it.
Well, DB, I got to let you know, and believe me, I'm right there with you, Don, that here at the Galaxy radio station, we have a little bit of to and fro with this. I mean, production say to me, Grant, you're old. Today's music and today's language has all of that colourful language in it, and it's everyday language these days. It's accepted. I'm going, yeah, but I was brought up in the day where there's 5 words you can't say on television. And
Absolutely.
Exactly.
it was installed into me.
Absolutely.
So I go a little bit against the grain, especially when I'm doing the breakfast show and I'm hearing some of our latest top 40 artists, and the swearing like troopers on the songs is like, why am I playing this? Why am I subjecting children to this? How can
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? But they don't bring out a clean version of it either.
Right, the edited version, make a radio version.
Yes.
That's it.
Yeah, absolutely, and I wish they would. And I can
And like you said, Grant, they don't make the clean versions anymore. Some artists, they only put out the version filled with vulgarity.
And I got to keep Eminem in mind for that one, unfortunately, way back in the day, I used to like him when he was Slim Shady, but, when he started becoming Eminem and after 8 Mile, all the colourful language came out, I kind of lost interest in the man. Dale Hammond.
Let me join in to this side of the fence. You always have a choice.
Yes, exactly. Well, unfortunately, sometimes being the top 40 stuff, we don't have a choice to not play it because it is there. You know what I mean? And we're under We're under understanding that we got to, at least do that for the lovely little darlings heading off to school in the mornings. You know what I mean?
Absolutely, absolutely. But the great thing about our music is that you'll always be able to play it in front of anyone, any day, any time.
Well, Don, that's where I was heading with this too. You know what I mean? I appreciate this style of music, I really do. Dale Hammond is joining us, legendary member of the band, the Hammond Brothers, of course, love to Gale as well. Franco Nanucci's joining us, Paul Harkins, of course, coming out of the UK as well, from Leicester, out of the band, the Heartland Roots Band. Won some awards over the weekend, very, very cool. And Arliss Walker is back again, nice to have you on board, Arliss. It's like that good Chicago style groove. You have got it, Arliss. Absolutely, it's that feel. And believe me, it takes you back, doesn't it? Having said that, Shorty on the dance floor tonight. Who's Shorty?
There are many shorties. It's just a term for the, for the club ladies. So, shorty, there's booze, there's shorties, there's booze, So,
well, you see,
you're my boo, you're my shorty.
You see, Darryl,
Girlfriend, friend.
Back in the day when I used to do nightclubs and pub circuits, we also used to have a few of the cast from Snow White joining us. Okay, on their off days. Well, you know what we used to do? Have you ever heard of barfly?
Oh, sure.
Yep, the Velcro wall. Put people in a Velcro kind of suit and just throw them at a wall.
Right.
Yeah,
right.
We and I don't mean to be, anything. Do not take anything out of this. But back in the day, we used to have a thing called tossing the midget.
Oh,
Okay.
I've seen that before. I've seen it before.
Well, we did it literally. They would do it for alcohol. They would love it. You buy them a drink and then give them a flick. You know what I mean? These days, apparently, it's not kosher. You're not allowed to do it. But, well, back in the day, it was a lot of fun. And I thought, maybe, just maybe, Darryl B and Don Carlos are getting into a little midget tossing. You never know.
Uh-oh. WWF, huh?
Yeah, well, why not? Let's do it. Or AEW, depending which one you prefer. So, believe me, guys, right now, we've been playing this, and as I said, we haven't said a lot to a lot of people, but when we do play your music, I got to be honest, we have a little problem with our internet. It just gets blown up. People want to know more about it. They want to know who, what, when, where, and how. And, of course, Shorty on the Dance Floor, would you believe, is collecting momentum. It's literally up at 1,171 requests so far and climbing. So it'd be remiss of me if we didn't throw it in. Here is Don Carlos and Darryl B live with Galaxy and Shorty on the dance floor.
DJ make me like, I like this kind of love, it's sexy.
Gosh, it's hot in here. Sweating. Yeah, do the air conditioning thing. We have air. Here's something for you guys. We actually have Kiwi air conditioning. It's called Open the Bloody Window. Yeah, open the window. We are currently at 58 degrees Fahrenheit outside.
Oh, that's not too bad.
Yeah.
That's not bad at all.
Add another 10 for in here with all the computers and everything. It's sweaty. Muggy.
Yeah, absolutely.
Muggy. Very
Well, I flew out of Phoenix earlier on business this morning. It was 103 degrees Fahrenheit.
Oof. But you guys are
Nice
coming
and
in.
hot.
Yeah, but that's typical of Phoenix anyway.
Yes, sir. Absolutely.
I was born in Phoenix.
It's a hot place.
I remember that, DJ Grant. You were born in Phoenix, right?
I was. It's my favourite city in the United States. I'm sorry, Darryl, but it is. Only because my dad used to live there.
You know what? I've been down there. It is very relaxed,
Yeah.
Very nice, clean city. I love it.
Yeah, he came down, we shot some music videos and did some recording, and we even did some video shoots in Vegas. So Darryl B, especially when it gets cold in the Bend, in South Bend, he likes to get the heck away.
It's about that time.
By the way, guys, you know that we take photos and do little bits and pieces after we do this. And, of course, you get a copy of everything.
Thank you.
Don, have you ever been a cartoon before?
Yeah, you know what? I actually did one. Only one time. I did one of my wife and I on our wedding date, and it came out so cool.
I'm pleased it was on the wedding day, not the wedding night.
We can't show that one. It would be an X-rated cartoon.
Yeah, no, that would definitely be booties in the house, wouldn't it? But
Hey, you are gonna play "Can You Dance," correct?
which one?
"Can You Dance," the title song.
We will.
Okay, I wasn't sure yet. That's the title track. I just wanted to be sure. Yeah.
Yes, we will. I'll throw that in straight away.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Featuring Diamond with Shay.
fact, I'll swap it out for one that production have put in.
So DJ Grant, what do you do on the weekends for leisure?
What's that?
I come to work, bro. I don't get weekends. We just had we just had a long weekend to celebrate the passing of the Queen and remembrance and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Bro, normal day. I don't get Saturday and Sunday. It's like Monday. I forget what day it is.
On.
Anyway, let's go back to the desk, bro.
When I get you on the floor tonight, you're gonna do it right. Baby, when I get you on the floor tonight, you're gonna do it right. Still dancing, dancing, dancing. Oh, my baby, gonna work tonight. This song is dedicated to the sexy girls on the floor. Galaxy.
That's right, you're right here at Galaxy 107 FM. Got to welcome along, of course, Scott Gross, who happens to be using this as a form of contacting Alice Walker and having a little chat, which is really cool. It's a chat room. Also, got to welcome along Mike Gill, out of the band, of course. You know it, don't you? Livesay. See, Mike, I got it right. I've been calling it LifeSafe for many, many years, but it's actually LivSafe. So, absolutely glad to have you guys on board. Now, at the same time, we've changed something just a little bit because, of course, it would be remiss of me if the guys asked for a particular track and we haven't got it in there, not to play it. So, Can You Dance, which literally is the title track from the new album, Can You Dance? And I want to talk about this because, well, you know, guys, can you dance?
Absolutely.
Okay, we can throw it on. We can jam.
Yeah, I'm a white guy.
Well, it doesn't matter.
I got two left feet.
It doesn't matter. The music
do
flows
what you do.
Absolutely.
Bro, you get me on the dance floor and they'll be calling the guys in the white jackets for me.
Upbeat, downbeat, everything is sweet.
Well, actually, I got to be honest with you, to be straight up with you, being a DJ for many, many, many years, and especially many, many years in nightclubs, pubs, doing circuits and stuff like that, I can dance, which is rather unusual. Started off looking like Lucky Legs, and well, I found the rhythm, a couple of years later, you know what I mean? So, a couple of ladies actually twigged me on to what to do. So I was very, very happy over the years. You know, you always take tuition wherever you can get it, especially if it's free, right?
There you go. There you go.
That's it.
Believe me.
And when you're feeling a good groove and the music is flowing through your veins, you can't help but bust a move, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Especially if you've got some pretty company showing you a few steps along the way. Of course you're going to do it, you know what I mean? Kind of stuck there. So, yeah, I can dance, I've got to be honest, but I just can't do the four square stuff, you know, the box step stuff, you know. Remember the old disco box step and the grapevine and stuff like that? Forgive me on that one. Got to welcome along also Scott Cross. Now, Scott, I know this name. Where do I know Scott Cross from? Believe me, it's an absolute pleasure to have you on board. Now, if you're going to be joining us in the near future, say hi. Yeah, absolutely. Be a part of the gang. In fact, why not join and subscribe and become part of the noise? We'd love to have you on board. There's a space for you. There is. Now, guys, can you dance? Why can you dance?
Can you dance?
The reason why we asked the question is, you know, we wanted to give you just a funky jam, a feel-good song that makes people, when they hear it, it doesn't matter if they're out in a business event, a social event, they're out clubbing or partying, and when they hear this song, we just wanted them to rush the dance floor. And even if they felt that they couldn't dance, because
you go and take a chance.
There you go. Just take a chance. Have fun.
You know, and believe me, this is what I love about your work. It takes me back to the days we were discussing this, of course, of Soul Train and other programs like that. Believe me, it does. This music just, ever since we first met, every single track I have absolutely loved, and believe me, we're going back in the day with some really, really cool stuff. But Can You Dance? The title track from the brand new album here at Galaxy. Here is Don Carlos, Darryl B on Galaxy.
That speaker was blasting.
Of course. Thank you, Alice.
I feel like I'm in the club. You must got the subs on in there, don't you?
Well, you've got the alcohol.
Exactly. That's right.
Yeah. Alice, thank you for that information. I understand now. He is a DJ from the state of Washington. Yes, I get it now, of course. I know Scott Cross. I've heard that name before and would love to be able to have a chat and talk to you in the near future. Scott, keep in touch. Believe me. Thank you, Alice. Pleasure. Now, guys, we're coming up with Egyptian cotton next, okay?
Egyptian cotton. Sir. Yes, sir.
I love it.
Yeah.
I love Egyptian cotton. When I was in Cairo, I bought back so many clothes from there. But also,
all in the ladies' rock.
Yeah, well, I also like their silk as well from over there.
Pardon?
You like the what?
The silk that they produce from over there. Nice silk shirts.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Oh, yeah, the cotton, yeah.
Absolutely.
I sent back about 20 packets of sheets. Silk sheets.
1800 CT.
DJ Grant, have you been there before?
Yeah. I used to tour with a band out of Australia, and we spent some time in Cairo, went to Karnak and all sorts of places. In fact, we were there at almost the turn of the century when we went to go and see a show. Literally, we were doing shows, but we never got time off to go and see one. And Alan Parsons was doing a show in Cairo with the pyramids all lit up in lasers.
Wow.
Fantastic show. It really was.
I can imagine.
Always wanted to see Alan Parsons live too. It was fantastic. It was the ironic.
What was it like seeing the pyramids?
Amazing. It's just that you can't go pretty much anywhere near them anymore.
Amazing.
You know what I mean?
Okay.
I was a little disappointed in the Phoenix though.
Really?
Yeah,
Oh,
well,
really?
I thought it was this huge, big structure. It's not. It's only about 2 stories high.
Are you serious?
Yeah, it's smaller than you really give it credit for. You get this impression of it being this big thing, and when you actually see it
Like
up
the
close,
Apollo. It all looks big on TV.
yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
That's why I do this. Oh, I look bigger on TV. Oh, by the way, Don, the reason why I was asking you about a cartoon was, well, it's one of the few things that we actually do here that makes me look good.
Well, we would love to see some of your cartoons.
Oh, you're going to be turned into one. You'll see it all right.
Okay.
Anyway, let's go back to the desk.
Okay.
Get on the floor and take a chance.
Can you take it to the floor? Take it down low, Can you take it to the floor? Take it down low,
Can you take it? Can you take it? Can you take it? Get on the floor and take a chance. Get on the floor and take a chance. Get on the floor and take a chance. Galaxy FM.
Now, look, folks, let's run down through the list here because, believe me, this is fantastic. Musical careers with legendary groups like the Temptations, James Brown, of course, Motown,
Red
Review,
West.
yep. And, well, I got to ask you, Darryl, Bill Clinton?
That was the inaugural ball, January the 20th, 1993, when Junior Walker was invited to play at the inaugural ball, because Junior Walker and Bill Clinton both came from Blytheville, Arkansas. So we had a stint up in Traverse City, Michigan when he was governor. And then when he got to be president, of course, we were invited. So that's the closest I've been to the Secret Service, and I made sure I stayed out of trouble.
Yeah, did you get?
They were right next to me.
Did you arrive in a black vehicle?
Oh no, we rode a tour bus.
Yeah, no. Did he join you on stage and play his saxophone like he does?
He played in Traverse City, but for the inaugural ball, no, he only spoke.
Okay. Did you get to meet him?
From a distance, there's nothing close yet.
Okay, because believe me, I've got a few questions for that man. And are aliens real? And what about these spaceships? Did you ever find out, Bill? You know, and
Oh yeah, hey.
yeah,
He was trying to find out about the UFOs too, and they didn't tell him nothing.
no, believe me. Again,
They're out there.
again, Mr. President, you don't need to know. Yeah, I get
That's
it.
right.
I get it. Yeah.
You know, DJ Grant, you guys
Yeah.
are speaking of UFOs. I was actually in Roswell, New Mexico last week.
Roswell, New Mexico.
On business, which is the whole city and town is based on the theory that UFOs have been spotted there.
What was that? Way back in
1947.
1947.
1947.
Yep, I had the right date too. I was about. You got me. You got me there, Darryl.
That's it.
1947. But there was also a crash a couple of years prior to that, before the famous Roswell event, where it took out a windmill, if I remember right, and they had a priest
that
go
was in
out.
Texas.
Yep,
That was
absolutely.
Texas, yeah.
And that's where the
I do a
phenomenon.
lot of studying of that stuff.
Do you? Are you as?
I'm like a historian on it, yeah.
Are you a fanatic like me?
Absolutely. I look at the government documents when like they release them. So
Okay.
they're still hiding stuff, but hey, what's new?
Let me show you something. Can you see that?
Yeah, what is that? I can't see it clear, but I can see something.
That's clouds in a big streak.
Yeah,
Yep. But
yeah, it looks straight like a big.
in there's a metallic object.
Yeah, you'll have to send that to me.
Now, I want to tell you, that's just out our window.
Oh, really? That's outside your window?
Over the mountain that we can see outside our window, literally.
Yes.
The wife took those photos very quick, smart, and believe me, even MUFON has asked questions
Yeah,
about
MUFON.
that. You know what I mean? So believe me, we're very... You see, way back in the day here in New Zealand, there was a plane that was buzzed by
Right.
something.
We had a couple of major sightings down there, yeah.
And they had some Australian reporters and everything on it. That's what made the news, if you know what I mean.
Oh yeah.
Thing is, you see
You
on
know
the
what? I'm sorry, I can clear it up for you and Darryl B. I have the answer, okay? I have the answer to all of it. All it is falling angels and demons. That's all we're seeing. That's all it is. They were cast out of heaven. They're here amongst us. So there's no little Martians running around. Don't worry about that. We're God's only creation. But there are such things.
You never know.
Demons.
Right.
So now you have the answer.
Darryl, fight him! Fight him!
A lot of planets out there.
Take this man on. Fight him. Let's educate the man. Don, all I can say really is, and believe me, I'm sure you've heard this before from a lot of people and a lot of sources, that, you know, if we think that we're the only intelligent beings in the universe, really, I think we're rather remiss on this. I think there's other entities out there. We've yet to find them. You know what I mean? Maybe...
Okay. I have a DJ.
We
Grant.
just learned how to fly.
Why have they not shown themselves? You got to think about it, okay? Why have they not shown themselves? I'm of the firm belief that God created man and woman, and in His image, and that's all it is. We'll spend the rest of eternity debating whether or not there are, aliens. To me, it's a fun conversation for some. But I told you, I got the answer for you guys.
Don, please, with respect, and yes, amen to what you're saying. I am right there with you. Yeah, okay, but I do have an open mind about this too, if you know what I mean. So I'm always
Right.
up for a discussion on this. I'm not a believer, but I'm not a not believer. I'm one of these guys that will go, okay, I will take your point, but then, on the other hand, there's an equal and opposite. It's like yin and yang. There's an equal and opposite reaction to it. So Cindy Davenport's joining us as well. So believe me, I don't care that there's aliens and everything like that. They just can't get the Egyptian cotton. We can.
That's right.
Good.
There you go. There you go.
Good segue.
Back to the hits.
Tell me about Egyptian cotton. It's my favourite cotton. It really is. Tell me about Egyptian cotton.
Well, Don came up with the concept, the term and everything, and the look and the,
Well, you know what? We just wanted to give you a song where men could spoil the ladies rotten on Egyptian cotton. And if you notice in a lot of our music, Darryl B and I, we make music. We desire to bring the romance back. Men treating women the way they deserve and desire to be treated. With Darryl B and I, chivalry is alive and well.
I love that. I love that. I really, really do. And I respect that as well. So, right here, joining us live, of course, is Darryl B and Don Carlos, the men themselves. Here is Egyptian cotton. Yeah, I just want to bring up Les's track. Is that okay, Barbara?
New Zealand in the house.
Absolutely.
Tell Donna.
DJ Grant. Is Miss Barbara in the background?
Oh, she's
I'm
right
still
here.
here.
She's right here.
Yeah, because I keep saying the camera and stuff around me.
Yes. You remember Darth Vader's wand? His sword? It's like that thing.
Darth
Believe me.
Vader.
Where are we? Here we go.
Hey, now, are you guys in a big city? Are you close to a big city?
Well, actually, I'm going to be honest with you, bro. We're in between three major cities in a little town.
Oh,
Now,
wow.
Yeah, you're on one of the islands, correct?
Yeah,
No.
yeah.
Yeah,
We're made up of three islands. I'll take you down this
Yeah.
road. I'll take you down this road when we go back
Okay.
live. But believe me, we're in a little milling village, if you want to call it that. Maybe about 3,000 to 5,000 people in our town.
Oh.
We all of us moved from Auckland, which is our biggest city, down here when we had in mind of setting this up, simply because of economics. In Auckland,
Okay.
you're paying millions of dollars every year just in rates and property and, oh God, it's just
Wow.
nasty.
Okay.
Down here, if we pay 1% of that we pay in Auckland, we're doing okay. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Oh, excellent.
We can do exactly the same thing we can in Auckland and better at a cheaper price.
Absolutely.
Exactly.
You know, so
Absolutely.
Austin fishing is everything, man.
well, when
Yeah.
when we first started this about 8 years ago,
Mm-hmm.
honestly, guys, we were happy if we had 10 listeners. You know what I mean?
Really? Really?
Now we're up over about, on average, about 5 million listeners an hour.
Oh, that is fantastic.
And
That is fantastic.
that's because of people like yourself.
Thank you so much.
When
Now,
we-
let me ask you, is your reach, how far is your reach? Is it
Throughout all of New Zealand, does it also encompass other countries as well?
We're global. We're in every English-speaking
Global.
country of the world.
Wow.
Look, look,
Wow.
Worldwide.
How many cities are, how many countries are tuned in?
184.
Okay, that's not bad. 184 countries right now are tuned in to what we're doing.
I sent him that photo.
That is
Tell
fantastic.
him not enough.
Fantastic.
Sent him that photo.
Which one?
The bottom one over here.
Don,
When he asked for
Not
the
Enough has sent you a photo. She's our producer. Okay, have a look at the photo.
Cactus.
Okay.
Messenger.
Messenger.
He doesn't use Messenger.
Oh,
Messenger,
sorry.
okay.
It
Just
might-
take that and
I'm
delete
actually
it. Yeah.
using my phone, so I don't want to touch anything right now
Yeah.
and mess anything
Okay.
up
Well-
because
Okay.
I'm not technically inclined like Darryl B is.
I've had the same I've had the same conversation with Les a wee while ago. Shall we bring
I'm
Liz
always,
in?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm always
Guys,
calling Daryl B to help me out.
hang
It's
in there
all
for a
good,
minute.
man. Hey,
Hang in there for a minute.
whatever makes it work.
We're just going to bring Les in, okay?
Okay.
Perfect, perfect.
I'll just try and find him. Oh, how do we do this? No, that's not it. How do we get out? It's cool. Last one. Try that. Here we go. There we go. Do you want to take that over? I'll come back to this. You do it.
Hang on.
Very quickly. There we go.
There's ATL. What's up, brother Les?
Darryl, what's going on, everybody? What's up, Les? All right, good to see you. Mr. Grant, we're back.
Les, it's good to
Yes,
see
it
you
is,
again, my
brother.
friend. It's been, a little while, hasn't it?
Yeah. I'm still trying to figure out that little difficulty with everything going out, but it's okay. It's all good. Things happen.
Yeah.
Well, I got to be honest with you, Les. These guys said, no, we don't want him on board. You know, they would say, no, let's do this. What the heck are you doing to us? You know,
You trying to cause some family drama.
which is totally a lie. These guys were absolutely elated that you're going to be doing this. They really, really were. And Les, we were discussing You're So Lovely when we had a few technical problems. Let's recap on this. Tell me all about You're So Lovely, because believe me, it is your most requested track right now.
Yeah. A lot of people. I love the song. You know, I really do. And I wrote this song because there's a young lady I know, and she is lovely. But she's lovely not only on the outside, but she's lovely on the inside. And that's what made me, you know, try to put some lyrics together to sing this song. And then at the same time, trying to let her know something too. But, you know, so it's all good. It's just something that's about this young lady that inspired me to write this song, you know. And I listen to it a lot. I listen to both of them a lot. And I just like it. I just like the way it sounds, I like the feeling about it, I like the lyrics about it. And I was listening to my brother and Don earlier, and they were saying a lot of things that how I feel, especially about the music these days and stuff. You know, you get clean music. Even when I was DJing, I used to be a DJ, and I was pretty good. I always played clean music. I played the same songs that they had out. I just took
Absolutely.
the dirty part out and stuff, and it worked. I proved that it can work. You know, and I was listening to that part of their conversation. And everything.
Well, Les, I've got to let you know that you're preaching to the choir. All of you are preaching to the choir, especially here, for the job that I do. Unfortunately, people have to put up with it. But it seems like today, and believe me, even my production team say, Grant, you're old. This is the new lingo. This is the new language. This is the kids talking these days. And I went, well, I kind of struggle to have a 5 or 6 year old granddaughter sitting at the breakfast table, and of course I've got to have the radio on, listening and stuff like that, and I'm hearing people like maybe Shakira or something coming out with those F-bombs all the time. I'm going, I don't think that's appropriate for a young lady of that age. You know what I mean? Why should I subject myself? But I've got to play it.
I don't sing. When I sing with my brother, all our music's clean. We never do the foul language stuff. That's if they want to do that, go ahead, but keep it away from me. That's not my style. I don't want to be part of it. I'm not knocking. If you want to do that, that's your thing. Go ahead. But I will never be an artist like that. I just don't think it's appropriate. You know, especially our mothers. Money is all about money. Everything is about money today, but it's not going to destroy me. I refuse to let that happen. I'm going to keep doing the things I love to do to try to support the people and give them the music. Make them have fun and enjoy themselves and stuff, you know. So, and then my brother plays that like that all the time. He plays here, all this stuff. He plays their music too. The younger music he plays as well. but it's clean. You know, everything's clean and stuff. You know, so is
That's
mine.
it.
Absolutely. And
Absolutely.
I respect each and every one of you for taking that stance. But at the same time, Les, do you think, maybe, just maybe, that we can re-educate these young folks and say, hey, listen, it's time to bring respect back into music?
No, sir, I don't think that's going to happen. I just think that things are, that you asked my opinion, so I'm giving it to you. I don't think that's going to happen. I think that people are so far gone that they done lost their way to get to make it a better place. We wanted to make it a better place, but I don't think it's going to happen. I just see too much
It's gonna.
evilness out here in this world now. That's what I see. I'm just being how I feel, but I could be wrong. But that's what I see. You know.
I believe anything's possible, but it's going to take a lot of help from the quote the industry, not just from quote the artist, the industry itself, who controls a lot of the narrative. Because there is no Spotify without the industry. People can curse all they want, but the people who put it out there on a massive audience, they're part of the problem too. Because without the platforms, you can't hear it as well.
There you go.
Yeah.
And Darryl, I think you've
That's
got it.
right. So those are the big wheels and stuff. The people that's on
The
top.
platforms are
they-
part of the problem too.
They can stop a lot of the stuff, but they don't do it because of the money. I'm talking about the money. All it's about money, to in my opinion.
For sure.
That's what it's about.
Right.
Absolutely. And you know what? The love of money is truly the root to all evil.
Yeah.
But you have 3 artists in front of you right now that we will not change. We will not weaken. We will not fall into that narrative. As a matter of fact, we're leaders. We're going to create and desire to change that narrative. And that's why we create, produce, and perform the type of music that we do, because it's bigger than a F-bomb. It's bigger than calling a woman the H word or the B word. I mean, that has absolutely no redeeming value or quality at all.
Amen.
And we refuse to bow down to that. We never will.
Absolutely, Don, and believe me, you are preaching to the choir right now. But right now, let's do this, Les. You're so lovely here at Galaxy.
Drop it.
Bless in the house.
What we do, man.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
And believe me, guys, I think not just one man, but a collective of one men like us here, we can make a difference and try to become influencers to bring the decency back into music again.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
You know?
Absolutely. I couldn't agree with you.
Alice Walker, Alice is coming out of the United States, says, these guys are awesome. Much respect. Well, Alice, you know something? I agree with you. They are awesome. They really are. And they're part of the family, much like you, Alice. You know? We love them. We do.
Mr. Grant?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Grant, can I ask you a question?
Yes, sir.
Okay, I'm going to ask you a question. I want to hear a little bit of my music, all right? Because I heard my brothers and stuff. It sounded good. Matter of fact, I want to compliment Don, Carlos, and Darryl on Shorty on the Flow tonight. I really like that.
Shorty on the floor. Yeah, there's a whole lot of stuff on there.
Those, I was kind of into those 2 songs right there, you know, and so I want to compliment them on that stuff. But I don't think Don, I don't know, Don, you ever heard my music? You never heard my music?
Oh, you come on, man. You know I have, Bob.
Yes.
Come on.
He's already
Come on, man.
we all up on Spotify. He don't heard. Yeah.
I have. They'll be letting me know you dropping something. I got it, man.
Okay.
I got you.
Exactly.
I ain't seen him in a while. I ain't seen him in a while, and it's been a while.
Right.
So, good to see you.
Been on it again. Don's in Columbus right now. Columbus, Ohio at the moment. So.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Yeah.
I'm doing his own business.
He's down there with the Ohio players back in their backyard. All right.
Yeah, man. You know, I'm
That's Dayton, Ohio.
Oh, that's right, but it's still there.
Yeah, that's Dayton, Ohio. Yep.
Heat Wave, nothing but some amazing artists have come from the state of Ohio. Bootsy.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
The
Real
athletes
good
all up
over
from Ohio.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Sorry, Mr. Grant.
No, that's okay. Now, I've got one question for all of you guys. Anybody here a vegan?
Not me.
No, so you,
I'm not either.
so you're all meatologists.
Should be.
Okay, but look, I ask everybody this, and believe me, I'm trying to find something out. Has anybody ever tried a vegan sausage?
No.
Wow. Have you
Yeah.
Grant?
No, I haven't, but I want to try and
Okay.
figure it out whether they're made of
Yeah.
real vegans or not.
Okay, here we go now.
I mean,
you
I
don't
was,
get the answer from me. You don't get the answer from either of any
Bring
of
out
us.
that Belgian beer.
well, it's just that I was disappointed when I found out the Girl Guide biscuits weren't made of real Girl Guides. You can see where I'm going with that, can't you?
Being my buttercup, and your arms are around me. You are truly lovely. You're so lovely, yeah. You're so lovely. Oh, pretty girl. Oh, pretty girl. You're so lovely. You're so lovely. You're so lovely. Oh, pretty girl.
Thank you, Mr. Brown.
Galaxy.
Getting hot in there.
That's right, you're right here at Galaxy 107 FM. Guys, if you want to know who Alice Walker is, he's with the band, the Southern Outlaws Band, and he's representing in Ohio right now.
Hello, Ohio from Indiana. Peace and love and music. That's how we do it.
There you go,
Absolutely.
absolutely. And
Hello
of
from
course,
Crown Point, Indiana.
there you go.
How we feel, like the brother said, he lives in South Bend. I live in Crown Point. And Don Carlos lives in Arizona, right?
Phoenix, the AZ, triple
Yeah,
digit
yeah.
E.
Yeah,
Yeah,
believe me. And I got a lot of relation with Don Carlos. Of course, I was, Les, you may not know this. I don't think I've gone down the road with you, but I was born in Phoenix.
I think you mentioned that. Maybe. Didn't you mention that last time we was on the show 2 years ago, Darryl?
Maybe, yeah. I'm not sure whether we did or not.
Possibly, I can't recall though.
Yeah. Okay. Anyway, go ahead.
Yeah, so
That
believe
was
me,
pre-COVID.
my father actually comes from Tucson.
Tucson.
And keep talking. That's right. I remember something like that. You were
Yeah.
talking about.
Hey,
Back in the day.
just a little tidbit, a little fact. They have a statue of DJ Grant downtown Tucson. So you guys got to come here and check it out.
Yeah, it's about this tall and his head goes like this, right?
The one and only.
Believe me, I've had somebody actually offer to make me a bubble head. Yeah, one of those wobble head things. Believe me, I have. But I thought, I'll stick with the cartoons. It's one of the few things that make me look good. It really does. Barbara does such a wonderful job at what she does.
Yeah, Barbara's a great person. Ever since I met her, I've had nothing but utmost respect for her and her kindness, and always gives me some good advice when I need help. I need help how to get on this thing, So, but she helped me out and everything. So,
Very, very knowledgeable young lady. She really, really is. And believe me,
Class personified. Class personified.
she's worth her weight in
That's
wine.
it.
She's worth her weight in wine, believe me, she is. Having said that, that's the way it should be, my friends. Yeah, absolutely it is too, Alice. I'll let you know that Alice has just signed with Rise Up TV and Big Records. He's also doing a podcast for the Big Records team, so believe me, if Alice gets in touch with you, please respond. You never know. It might...
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Have-
Absolutely.
have-
Congrats.
Now, I got
Yeah.
something else to ask you all, gentlemen. Have we mentioned the Indie magazine before?
no,
Briefly, I remember from last time briefly when it was just getting started or something like that.
Well,
I
let
have
me,
no recollection of that.
let me tell you, Darryl, and believe me, you'll be interested in this, Les and Don. Just lately, and I speak to a lot of people around the world of all walks of life, and believe me, we've even talked to critics, and critics have been saying to me, this magazine is poised now to be possibly the next Rolling Stone magazine, but it's internet based, if you know what I mean. So would you mind if I got Barbara to hook you up with Jay, who is an absolutely fantastic man. He really, really is. And I don't talk very much about, how much I love men, but believe me, he is a guy I respect beyond belief. And he comes out of a little part of India, 8 million people in the region where he lives, literally. And I think he knows each and every one of them by first name, to be honest. A very popular man.
Now that's networking.
But we would love to put you into this magazine. We've had, I don't know whether you remember ACDC.
Oh,
Yep.
Absolutely.
Well, the
Yeah, I think I kind of remember that. I don't remember. Go ahead.
Okay, well,
I can't
the,
quite and everything.
yeah.
the founder and very first lead singer, not talking about Bon Scott, before Bon Scott was a guy called Dave Evans, who happens to be a very close friend of ours. We've had him in the magazine. Autograph, remember, turn up your radio from back in the day?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yes, absolutely.
Weren't you a sound guy with them or no?
No, but we do have close friends there. Of course, Jimmy Bell
Yeah,
is
you got
with them now.
sound fleet, okay.
Steve Lynch as well. I was the sound guy for another Australian band, believe me,
Okay.
which is really weird for me because me and Australians don't get on, which is the truth. I mean, they're like the brothers across the ditch. You know what I mean? You got to have neighbours to
That's
fight
why
with.
you're on the little island there. You hide naked.
Yeah, now, guys, let me go down this road before we do Booty Stick in the House. Do you know much about New Zealand?
I've never been there. I only research.
I don't know much about New Zealand, but I know New Zealand because of you and Barb. That's how I got, I mean, I didn't know much about it. I don't know much about it, but I do know that you guys are there. And
Okay, guys, well,
you are.
this is a teachable moment. Okay, to use somebody else's, this is a teachable moment, literally. New Zealand consists of 3 islands, literally. We have a very small one down the very bottom of New Zealand, and it's the only island that actually got a decent name. Literally, it's called Stewart. Good manly name, right? Whoever decided that they were going to name New Zealand after that ran out of imagination, called the next island South. And of course, we're in the one following that, so that would have to go for North, right?
Okay.
So we have Stewart Island, South Island, North Island, and we're on the east coast of the North Island, which, and I've got to be honest with you, we see the light of day first every day.
Oh, really?
Wow. Excellent.
Yeah, because the rotation, of the Earth. Mm-hmm.
Excellent.
That's right. Australia
Excellent.
being our next closest island, we call that the West Island. We'll claim it.
Okay.
We'll claim it. Even though it was, even though it was,
consists of 3 different islands.
yes, yeah,
Next museum.
sort of like a boomerang kind of deal, if you know what I mean. It's sort of
Oh,
a little
okay.
spot, and then you got another one, and then another one. It sort of bends a little bit.
First one to see light. That's pretty good.
We
Now,
are.
let me ask you, DJ Grant, how far are the islands apart from one another?
Okay, inter-island ferry, you can get across the ferry in, what, about 2 hours? It's, I wouldn't want to swim it. In fact, there was a guy that was swimming it a couple of years ago. He got almost to the other side, decided that his arms hurt, and he was running out of steam and everything, so he decided to turn around and swim back.
Really? So you almost made it, though.
He almost made it, but the stupid thing was he wanted to go back. Why not go forward? I don't think he was from New Zealand, to be honest with you. I would have kept on going, literally. But
it
is.
It sounds like a beautiful place, and I'm certain I'm speaking on behalf of Darryl and Les,
We would love some pictures. If you guys could email us some pictures, we would absolutely love some pictures.
Well, we'll certainly do that. And let me put you in the picture here right now. We've been promoting, of course, Rise Up TV, Big Records. These guys are coming to New Zealand to do a documentary, literally. And they're bringing a few of our artists that we have interviewed from Canada with them as well. And I mentioned people like Ashley Pater and Tim Steinreich, etc., etc. They're going to hook up with us here. The only thing I've ever told these guys is bail money. If you're going to hook up with me, you're going to need some bail money. Now, let me just very, very quickly, you do realise that we've had the passing of the Queen just recently.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, we commemorated that literally this week on Monday. We had a long weekend. We had a day off on Monday to commemorate her passing. But here in New Zealand, you see, we're sort of looking, should we turn Republican or should we stay with the monarchy? You know, there's those sort of discussions going on. My discussion with that is, what's it going to cost us, literally? Now, having said that, Are you familiar with Australia at all?
Yes.
Only by
definitely.
name. I know it's a nice place. I've heard good things about Australia. I know some people with tennis. I'm a tennis guy. I like tennis, so Australian Open is always going on and things like that. So that's all. That's about all I know about. I don't know about the rest of them, but I do know.
Okay, well, you might be familiar with this then, lads. There's a place in Melbourne called the Rod Labour Centre. And
Yeah. Rocket by Labour. Yep.
I've actually had the honour of working with a band inside there doing a concert, believe me. Doesn't happen
Oh, I
often.
bet that was great.
Yeah, believe me.
Wow.
And there was a band called In Excess back in the day. And
In excess.
that,
Okay, yeah, absolutely.
that was one of the bands that I toured around the world with, and that's where we went to
Okay.
Cairo and stuff like that. But also in Australia right now, when the Queen passed, and of course King George now has taken over, one particular state in Australia has gone completely into turmoil, which has made Parliament over there, believe me, it's like throwing a dog into the chickens, if you know what I mean. It's all happening over there because one state over there wants to change its name, literally. Now they want to become Kingsland instead of Queensland.
Oh, okay.
That's no
Her
good.
style of change.
That's one of the reasons I got off of Facebook. You asked me that question earlier. All this politics stuff, you know. So
Well, the
that's
thing-
okay.
the
Go
thing
ahead.
is-
I ain't got nothing to say. I might as well keep my mouth shut.
At least the thing for me is I can make fun of Queensland. I mean, that's the place where all the men wear long dresses, high heels, go driving in fast cars, call it drag racing. But, you know,
Yeah.
what am I going to do if they call it Kingsland? I can't make fun of them.
Hey, we have a Scottish last name, Buchanan.
Mhm.
Yeah, I knew that. That's true. That's right.
Well,
Scottish.
my mother was my mother comes from Edinburgh in Scotland. My father was an American Indian. My mother was a Scotsman. Guess what I am?
Yeah.
Just complicated. That's what I say it is anyway. Now,
That movie that Mel Gibson played in as a Scottish guy over there, that was a great movie.
Braveheart.
Braveheart. Yes.
Braveheart, yeah,
That's it.
thank
That
you.
was a great movie. Great movie. Every time it comes on TV, I watch it because it's a great movie. And it's supposed to be a true story, you know, based off. That was a great movie.
Yeah, it is.
You
And,
brought it up about Scotland, so I had to put it in there. So
and do you know, they actually found his castle, his hideout, just a wee while ago, about a year ago. Officially, they found it, literally. They never knew where it was up until just recently.
is that right?
He was that good. You're talking about Wallace, right?
Yeah.
William Wallace.
William Wallace. Yep. That's right. That was his name in the movie, but Mel Gibson played that part.
Mhm,
He played it good. He played it very well.
Yeah, believe me, he really did, especially... you know something? I know what Scotsmen wear under their kilts.
Oh, you do? What do they wear?
Their shoes.
Their shirts.
Their
I always
shoes.
wondered-
Their shoes.
Like they had skirts on and stuff. You know, I always wondered about that stuff.
It's their shoes, literally. But you don't want to go over to parts of Scotland. You never know when you might catch a man tossing his caber. Believe me.
I'm not even going to ask what that is. I have no clue.
It's
Well, I
like
just imagine when you tossing, I was already just.
it's like
it over my head. I got an idea what you were talking about. So.
it's like a big telephone pole.
Yeah.
Right? And they go running along and they flick this thing. It's like half a tree trunk, literally. It's
They actually did that in the
huge.
movie. They actually did that in the movie Braveheart.
Yeah. And they call
Yeah.
this thing a caber, literally.
Yeah.
And mate, I couldn't get the thing off the ground. I tried. I've tried one. Literally, I couldn't lift the thing off the ground. How these guys pick him up, go running, and then try and get
And
them
then
to
throw
flip.
it, huh?
Incredible.
Yeah.
Also, that little furry thing they have on the front of their kilts is called a spoddon. Right?
Spoddon.
Yeah, a spoddon. Now, I said to a Scotsman just recently, I found out what they're for. He says, what are they for? I says, a place to hold your cell phone.
DJ, he can be amusing at times, right?
Yeah, DJ Grant is also a comedian as well.
Oh, that's what I say. He can be
He's
amusing
a
at times.
comedian. He is multi-talented. But DJ Grant, before we forget, the answer to your magazine question is yes, yes, and yes.
That's
We
right.
would love to be a part of it and participate in it.
So you have our contact information, and we are willing and able to do anything for you good folks. You guys are family.
Thank you, Don. Thank you so much. And believe me, for me, it's about promoting Don Carlos and, of course, Darryl B. And now, of course, Les Buchanan as well. You know what I mean? So it's all about the promotions of good, honest, hard-working musicians much like yourselves. You know what I mean? And this is a great platform to do it. It really is.
And don't forget to keep thanking Barbara for us. You know, Barbara's she my buddy. That's my girl. You know, I'm glad she ain't your real wife. You remember I was talking to you earlier, and then his real wife came on and stuff. Because I be talking like I said, I keep forgetting that that's not his real wife, Barbara, but she's his closest. You know, she's with him there all the time.
Yep, believe me, we're thick as thieves, Barbara and I. We really, really are. Having said that, she's also my co-host in the breakfast show, and believe me, we get up to mischief there as well. We really do. Now, guys, I've got to ask you, and I've been asking this question since I first heard it. What is booties, and why is it thick in a house?
You know what?
Go ahead.
You know what? Booty stick in the house is I can explain it to you really easy. It's the reason why men go to clubs. I mean, listen, there's nothing like a woman. Let's just speak it as it is. There is nothing like a woman, okay? And we create real man to woman music, okay? The beautiful songs that Les have written, the songs that Darryl B and I have written. It's all about the love of one woman, but the love of women. And to us, you know, there's no greater creation than a good woman. So when you get a bunch of booties in the house and they thick, that just keeps the club packed. And what I want to do is, I want to give a shout out to my boy Darryl B on this song. Do you hear the guitar licks that this man is playing in this guitar? I mean, this is my dude. I mean, Darryl B is an amazing musician. He's a genius. He's a musical genius. And I know people toss that word around lightly today.
Yeah.
But that's my boy. That's my musical partner. But this boy, Darryl B, do you hear the guitar that he's playing? So I heard the track and the energy that it brings. We just started thinking. We did a collaboration, and Booty's Thick in the House, the Thick Booty remix is the result of it.
Okay.
Don,
I got one more thing on that Don Carlos, because he's absolutely right about my brother playing that guitar. Sometimes we be performing, and in certain songs, he knows to put a guitar part in there, and he be tearing it up too. I be stopping, looking around, and he's doing so well, and I like it because he puts his emotion into it. You know, he puts that energy
Absolutely.
in it. Absolutely. When he plays with one hand, then I really like it when he starts playing the guitar with one hand. You know, it's all part of the showmanship. But yeah, we got to remix it. That's good, because I remember the first one.
Don, I got to let you know, and Les as well. I'm sure that Darryl will be able to tell you this. You see, I don't listen to music like a fan would listen to the music. I listen like an engineer.
Exactly.
You know, we break it down. We try and figure out how it was designed, who did the mixing, how they were thinking at the time. Yeah, total analysation. And it's, you know, sometimes it can be a curse. You know what I mean? So, yes,
Yeah, right.
I get the guitar bit. You know what I respect out of the whole song? When you say you respect women right at the end. That speaks volumes. It really does.
Right.
Absolutely.
And I tell you,
And you know what? You know what, DJ Grant? There's nothing wrong with us being men. We're men, okay?
Right.
We're men. There's nothing wrong, as long as we're respectful about it, and that's what our music is all about. You know, we kind of have a montage. We are real men. We create real man to woman music, and we're bringing the romance back. Our music is 100% negative imagery-free music. We know that music is a gift, and we don't abuse it. So that is the entire theme around our music, around Les's music. And, you know, when you have a talented cat like Darryl B playing that guitar, playing the bass, Darryl is just a multifaceted, talented musician. And then we collaborate together, and we created some outstanding music, and we're really proud of it.
well, let me tell you, Don, so far, and as I was saying earlier on, I can't seem to get through a breakfast show without playing it. Now, the breakfast show primarily is made up of requests. Now, it's structured so requests for how many artists, what song, you know what I mean? And then production pondered very, very hard and put a breakfast show together. I'm lucky I just come in here, activate it, and away I go. I get the good stuff, you know what I mean? And same with when I'm talking to you guys, production have already put this together. So I'm very, very lucky to be able to get the good stuff. Now, having said that, 3,597, it was 96, 97 requests since we first started playing it. Believe me, that's phenomenal. Well done.
Thank you. Thank you. You know what that means? That means all the New Zealand ladies are saying, "Hey, they wrote that song about me."
And every other woman around the world is all doing the same thing. Believe me, they love it. They email us, they text us, they call us. We get blown up every time we mention.
Yeah, it's all just about fun, you know, in the clubs and just having a good time.
Absolutely.
Well, I got to.
And we are so interested in coming to perform it live for everyone that loves the song.
Well, believe me, we would love to have you here in New Zealand. We really would. And so very happy everybody made it through the pandemic thing too. So, joining us live, of course, is Darryl B, Don Carlos, and now Les Buchanan at the same time. Here is Booties Thick in the House.
Booties thick all up in this house.
I love that beat too.
Boogie boogie.
Yeah, man. That's a little 4 on the floor beat there.
You can't do anything
on the
but
floor.
move to it. That's the thing,
Right,
you know.
4 on the floor.
Loving it, loving it, loving it, loving it. We'll wrap it up after this. I got to really say thank you so much for taking the time out to talk to us. Believe me, I'm very, very humbled. Thank you.
Can we send some shout outs?
Absolutely, go right ahead.
Yeah, I just want to send some shout outs to my family around the U.S. West Coast, Los Angeles, and Atlanta, and just to all the Darryl Buchanan and the Darryl B and Don Carlos fans who support the music. Music is a gift and it's a blessing, and we're going to keep on putting it out there for the public. That's it.
Liz, you want to give a shout out?
I just want to say thank you to you, DJ Grant and Barbara, again for having me on your radio show. And my brother basically said almost everything I probably could say anyway. I want to shout out to my family. And I was sitting there earlier thinking about my mom and and the things I went through, and it just I just want to see people do things together more positively in life, because tomorrow's not promised to anybody, and I keep stepping on people's toes, you know what I'm saying? Just try to treat each other like you want to be treated. So shout out to the world, basically, do the right thing in the world.
Very, very cool.
Go get that Can You Dance, iTunes, and all the retail stores. A lot of hot tracks on there. Go get yours. DP, house.
You know what? I just would like to give a shout out first and foremost to our Galaxy family. DJ Grant, Barbara, and your amazing team. We absolutely love and adore, and we are grateful to all of you, and we thank you. I want to give a shout out to my beautiful wife, Andy Parsons.
What's up, Andy?
and my son, Don Carlos Passmore III, my 4 beautiful daughters. Actually, two of my daughters, Hey Bree Love, and my other daughter, Drea Simone, perform on this CD. I want to send a shout out to Diamond. Diamond is one of the baddest rappers, not only on the West Coast, but throughout the world. She's extremely talented. A young man named Ra Unscripted. He's like a son to me. I've adopted him as a son. He performs on Every Time I Hold You. And we just want to thank all of the listeners, the 5 million plus listeners in the 184 countries that are a part of the Galaxy family. Keep listening, keep loving, and we're all going to keep doing our best to give you the best.
Very cool, very cool. Let's go back to the desk. We'll wind it up, but don't go anywhere, guys. We do the photos thing right next.
Galaxy,
right. You're right here at Galaxy 107 FM. 10 away from 1 o'clock. It's got to be one of the longest videos, interviews that we've done in a long time. I think
so.
I think the longest one we ever did actually was with a band called Neon Fields coming out of England. That was about 2.25 hours, something like that. Not quite 2 hours, but thank you very much for putting up with an old man like myself and entertaining the people from around the world. It is an absolute pleasure to have such talented staff, such talented musicians, and of course we have our own lawyer too, by the way, if we need one. Alice Walker is saying definitely would like to have them reach out, so I'll put you in touch with Alice Walker as well and get you on his podcast as well. Just one other thing. I have a young lady coming out of Littleton, New Zealand. Her name is Tracy. She's saying, how do I get hold of you? I've asked this, of course, in the past, but of course, people continue asking, how do I get hold of you? Are you on Facebook? Are you on Twitter? Are you on Instagram? Are you a talker? But more importantly, do you respond?
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Go
and
to
we're on all of that.
B and Don Carlos Music Inc. Facebook.
There you go.
And mine, as I told you earlier, I'm only on Reverb Nation. I'm not on Facebook anymore.
Now,
used to be, but I'm not. But if you want to contact me, Reverb Nation, I will respond.
Now, at the same time,
Darryl being Don on Instagram. We're on TikTok. We're
just
on
search.
Just Darryl being Don, and we'll pop up.
Nice.
Yeah, just do a Google search.
At the same time, I'm also going to ask, do you have merch on a merch store, and can we find a pathway to get there?
Repeat the question. I didn't hear you, sir.
Do you have a website, and do you have merch on your website?
I don't have a website, no, sir.
No,
no merch. No merch at the moment. Just Darryl B and Don Carlos Music Inc. And you can also reach me through DarrylBuchanan.net because we're all like linked up.
Now, I got to let you know, guys, and believe me, this really, really happens. I would love to be able to wear your brand, literally. When you get some merch or a T-shirt or something, please send it to me, because when I doing these interviews, people are actually on the interwebby thing checking out who I'm wearing at the same. It's a subliminal thing, if you know what I mean. And then I do stupid stuff like this. And before you know it, somebody's bought a T-shirt. You know what I mean?
For sure.
Well, just
a lot of things will be happening.
Yeah, we would like everyone to know that the merch is on its way. Some shirts.
As soon as the winter comes through.
And then also our website, our new website, is under construction. So Darryl B and I, and so does Les. We just like to do things first class and do it right the first time. So we're taking our time.
There you go.
The first time is always the best way to do it. I believe in that wholeheartedly. Try to do it right the first time.
Absolutely.
Now, gentlemen, I am going to have to wrap this up right now. Unfortunately, the crew for 1 o'clock is coming in. But I really must thank you so much. Out of the amount of music that we have online from the brand new album, we only had time to be able to play 5 tracks. Believe me, we'd be here until
always
tomorrow.
a pleasure.
But we would love you to come back again. Anything new coming in the near future now that we've completed this album? Are you looking at another one?
We're gonna get around in springtime and hopefully start doing a lot of shows once the weather changes and the spring comes in again. So March, April, March. So.
And then also just little birdie
to the stage.
Put a little birdie in your ear that Darryl B and Don Carlos might be playing some Super Bowl events in the Phoenix area, because that is the host city this year.
Very cool.
We'll definitely be down there.
You guys, they come from a rugby, a gridiron background, though, don't you?
Yeah, I used to play that. Used to play a little football back in the day, and it was great for me. But I would much rather prefer to do the music thing. It's a lot safer on your body.
Exactly.
Kind of is, believe me. I've only ever played gridiron once. Believe me, I've followed the Tampa Bays for years. I've got to be honest with you. I love the game. The first time I ever played it, we were actually playing a group of cops So
Really?
you can understand how we treated those guys.
Don was playing football back in his time, so I really enjoyed football a lot. I don't watch it now, but when he was playing, I remember it, and it was respectful. And I'm a military guy, so I'm passionate about certain things. So
Fair enough. And we love the Super Bowls and everything. Got to let you know though, guys, my favourite position is left, right out.
Left, right out.
Left, right
Right
out.
out.
Left, right
Hey,
out.
man. Music is always joy, my brother.
There you
And
go.
we look forward to talking to you sometime in the near future.
Now, guys, don't go anywhere just yet. Unfortunately, the staff have been dying to race up and get photos from you guys on the monitors, so hang in there. But in the meantime, let me tell you how happy we are to have you join us today. Thank you so much. And let me tell you how happy we are to be in association with Rise Up TV. Big Records, Sony Music, The Orchard, here with Galaxy.
Rise Up TV.
The artist interview brought to you by Galaxy 107fm.
Sounds like a plan.
Rise Up TV, Big Record, and Sony Music The Orchard.
All right, brother Les, I'll give you some info, man, in the next day or two.
don't leave that guy.
Yeah, okay.